Hey guys, it's William, and this video is going to be a little bit different. It was something that I was just contemplating myself, and it's all about basically not getting distracted and focusing on what matters. I've been incredibly distracted on other investments, and it is absolutely not paying off as much as if I were to just stay focused on real estate investing, and I want to dive into a little bit of what's going on. Let's dive into it.
Welcome to the Smack Fest, the beat down. The SWAT team is here on another beautiful day of shutting the week down.
Bitcoin mining. I got into it, I tried it, and I'm going to tell you why I'm not a big fan. I'm actually getting out of this space. I'm focusing on real estate rental properties. I'm going to stop chasing that quote-unquote fast cash, and I'm going to stick to the tried and true things that actually work. And listen, guys, I'm not saying that you can't make a little extra money doing this stuff. I'm not saying that at all, okay? But the issue is this. When I buy, for instance, a rental property, I buy a property, then I usually put a couple bucks into it, right? I renovate it and I get a good tenant in the property. And then what I do is I go back to the bank and I do a cash out refinance. They give me all or majority of my money back. And then I have steady cash flow positive income that comes to the bank or comes to the mailbox again and again and again and again and again. So I basically did this. I ended up buying 10, and I hate to admit I did this because hey, look, I will talk about on this channel what works. I'll talk about what doesn't work, guys. And I went out and I was like, you know what? I'll try this on the side, like as a little side hustle, Like, of course, my real estate thing is my primary, like definitely my primary. But I'll dabble into this. So I bought 10 Bitcoin Antminer, they're Bitcoin machines, okay? They're $10,000 a piece. I have about I have about $100,000 into these machines, right? And I did the numbers and I did the ROI and I figured all the stuff out and I was like, this will be a great investment. Look at all the numbers. And then like yesterday alone, Bitcoin dropped like 10%, which basically destroyed my ROI. And this wasn't like, the next day. I've been doing this for months, but nevertheless, this was to me a long-term play. But in like the crypto space, there is not necessarily a long-term play in my opinion, because long-term play to me is, 20 years, 30 years. That's why I get into real estate and that's why I love it, but real estate's kind of like here today, gone tomorrow, and you would not believe this story. So I was talking to out of all people in the world, I was talking to my mortgage loan originator, okay, one of them. He basically is in charge of a bunch of my loans and takes care of my cash out refunds and all that. And he said, hey, I've got this thing I'm getting into, okay? It pays me 3% a day, guys. Come on, like that doesn't even pass the smell test. $100,000 would end up being like $100 million by the end of the year. At that point, do the math. Like it doubles your money every month. I mean, do the math. Seriously, it's insanity. That doesn't even make sense. So I looked it up, and it looks like it's like a giant Ponzi scheme, basically. And he's so convinced it'll work that he is shutting down, or at least he sounded like he was, getting out of mortgage loan originations, like basically getting out of the business that he started from the ground up. And he really was good, or is good, I should say, but he's blinded by this crazy fast cash that is it's foo-foo money, guys. Real estate is my focus, and I'm going to continue pursuing rental property real estate. It's tried, it's true, it works. I don't want to see you guys getting distracted with all the crazy foo-foo stuff that goes on now. I mean, there's crypto, and then there's all kinds of stuff out there that promises so much fast money, so fast, so easy. All you have to do is this, Amazon FBA, and blah, 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 blah. Guys, there's a reason that these guys are selling this course to you. There's more money in the course than there is in their business alone generally. I mean, think about it. Think about this. If I could make 5% a day, and then you can invest in me and I'll pay you 3% a day, why would I even tell anybody about this? I'll be making $100 million a year by myself anyways. I don't need everybody else's help, nor do I need to teach people how to do this, guys. It's not realistic. Okay, what is realistic is buying undervalued rental properties. They'll always be out there because there's always properties for sale and always something that needs rehab. The properties that need rehab cannot get financed through a bank. Therefore, they have to be sold typically to an investor, or they need to be rehabbed generally out of pocket by the homeowner when they don't usually want to do that. So they sell them for a discount. You buy them, you do paint, you do carpet, maybe you do some backsplash and granite. You put a good tenant in there. You say you bought it for $200,000. You put, say, $15,000 into it. It comes back, the ARV is now $275, $285, especially with the lease now in place at the new rent level. And bingo, they give you 75% of that. And you can either pay your hard money loans off and then pocket the money and then move that forward. Or if you paid cash, then you basically get majority of your money back, sometimes all your money back. The last deal I did, I think they paid me like $30,000 or $40,000 more than I paid for the property. And that's tax-free money because they don't tax loans. Cash out refi is a loan. Even though you made money net positive, even if you made it all back, you're making money on no money, it's still, regardless, you don't get taxed on that. So our income as real estate investors, as a real estate investor that you could be yourself, is tax-free as far as the loans come in. Now, the income that you get from the actual property, the monthly income, you write off depreciation. Believe it or not, you can depreciate a house even though it's going up in value. You write off depreciation. You can write off a lot of other stuff as well, and only pay taxes on what's left over. Get a CPA when you get into this stuff, guys, because there's a lot more into it. I'm not even about to even try to tell you that I understand all the tax stuff because I don't. I prep them. I give my CPA. He does the 150 pages on my return, okay? I want to make sure they get in right, but I want to make sure he gets the right numbers, okay? So guys, basically back to my point is this. Concentrate on what works. And most importantly, what is real. Look back, guys. What has been around and what's been working the last 100 years, 500 years, maybe 1,000 years, guys. I don't want to see you invest into something you don't truly understand. That's like, I guess, my point of this video. And I wasn't even going to make this video, but I was like, you know what? I just put a lot of money into these mining machines. I just watched the market drop, and now I'm having trouble. I don't even know if I can sell these machines. I could for something, but I'm going to take a bath on them. I don't want to see anybody else in this position, guys. I think I could probably take these machines to a facility, and drop them off with a lower electric rate, and they can actually do their thing. And the only thing that's going to save my butt is time, if the market recovers. And it's a terrible position to be in, and I don't want you to be in this position. With rental properties, they typically are appreciating every single year. Yeah, you're going to have some dips. And then if you look at those dips, what happens is they spike back up and they continue to rise higher than they were before. All the while, the entire time, guys, you're getting monthly cash flow every single month. Rents typically don't go down in value if property values do. Now, if the property values drop drastically, great. Everything's on sale because the rents typically don't drop down with the property values. Just look at the history, go back. I mean, in 2008, 2009, when this crash was happening, the rents weren't dropping like the home values were. They just don't, because a lot of times the property taxes don't necessarily drop as much as the property values are dropping as well, because the county wants to get their taxes, and they don't necessarily want to say, oh, your property is actually worth 50 now, when it actually is worth 50. They want to maybe say it's still about 90 or so, and you got to fight it to go down because they want to get their taxes. But by keeping your property taxes higher, keeps your payment higher, therefore you have to charge more in rent. So guys, this might have been a little bit of a rant. I didn't even write down any notes on this guy. This is literally just like, hey, stick to your roots, stay on the course, focus on what works. I don't want to see anybody get burned out there. Let me know if you guys got any questions. I do want to answer them personally, guys. I do check all of my comments. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. I talk about all things real estate, passive income, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.